Alrighty, boys and girls.
I remember to mute my stuff.
Yeah, I didn't remember to mute my stuff. Sorry. I'm out of practice. You're the pro now.
Well, I mean,
maybe
I ought to make you some notes.
Yeah, maybe you need to make, apparently so. You need to make me some notes. Hey, y'all, glad you're joining us here at AldermanFarms on the Homestead Network. I got all kind of stuff that's not muted. Anything else not muted? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out in a minute. The dogs are probably not muted. They're just volume is low right now, but that'll change. So just to let you know, because I forgot to the very end last time to remind everybody that we are here every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central, which is our time, as part of the Homestead Network. I'm hoping you're coming here from Wayne's World. No, it's not Wayne's World, but I see that's what I see in my mind every time. Wayne's Country Living, who was on just previous to our show. And then I hope once we're done here, you'll jump over to the Big Family Homestead, and then you'll go see Tommy and probably his impressive young sidekick, the Off-Grid Kid, after Big Family, and then go join Jared and his family over at J&J Acres. Moderators, let me know if I messed any of that up, if something has changed and I hadn't got the memo. So anyway, we're glad you're here. And we also have a very welcome guest at AldermanFarms. Temperatures in the 70s.
Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like,
man, this was the weirdest thing.
it was weird to him. It was not weird to me. He's the one that's been gone and didn't feel a change. So
I guess that's true. I was indoors quite a bit on some recent business travels with my full-time job. And it seemed to me like it went from sweltering one day to like waking up to 54 degrees the next day, and just gorgeous, beautiful weather. A little bit dry here. I think some people in our viewing area have gotten some rain, but nothing here.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. It's been a long time since we have had rain, and I was having a little allergy problem during the night about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was trying my best to go back to sleep because I'm one of those, once I wake up I'm awake, and so I was trying real hard, and I started hearing this weird noise, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. And we have had our cats get up on the roof and run back and forth, and I can hear them, but it wasn't that. And I finally realized it was a little bit of rain. So we did get some sprinkles.
We did. Okay.
It didn't look like more than dew this morning, but we did get a little sprinkling. So.
Yeah, Roy and Faye are in our area, and so they're enjoying the weather too.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am.
But it's warmer this morning though. Boy, it warmed up.
Yeah, we're kind of having another little warm snap. I knew it was too good to be true, but it's not too bad. Mm-hmm. And here I am talking about 53 degree mornings, and I see Grandpa's on. Hey, Grandpa, and I know the last time I saw you were talking about it didn't get out of the 40s, I think, already in a day. Is that right, Grandpa? Let me know if I'm right about that.
I'm not ready for winter. That's winter temperatures for us, but I am liking what we're experiencing. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl.
Yeah.
By the way, well, I don't know how you would conduct this contest because everybody's typing and we're the only ones talking. I was going to see if anybody could guess how to pronounce her last name correctly. But anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you how to say it. It's Dugas. Cheryl Dugas. And her husband, I started to say lovely husband. That wouldn't have been that way. Well, I guess he was lovely, kind of I guess. But I did have some.
I don't think he would like you calling him.
No. But I'll say this. I had some serious beard envy when Richard was here. Came and picked up a couple of 3 American guinea hogs to bring back to their homestead.
Yay.
And were kind enough to send us a photo of them frolicking in the hay. And pigs love hay, and I don't know how cool it's been down there, Cheryl, but
oh, hey Cameron. He's watching us. He said 58 and cloudy in Portland.
Oh, shut up. Everybody say hey to our number one son, our eldest boy, Cameron, 58 and cloudy up there in Portland, Oregon.
Yes.
He is the mountain man of the family. So, Cameron, do me a favor. Post a link to your blog in this chat. Cameron's takes to writing a blog about basically about having the adventurous spirit, the call of the mountains, and it's he really writes well and lives well. The guy, I'm envious of the time he's able to spend outdoors under the stars and so forth.
Yeah,
and so,
he's having a great time.
Cameron, I want you to post the link to your blog here, and everybody go check out and subscribe to Cameron's blog. He's not going to bomb your inbox. In fact, it may never show up in your inbox because I found out the other day I've missed a couple and they didn't show up. So
Sweet Tree says he can't unless he's a mod.
He is a mod. Should be. Does he? Wrenches don't show up on our view. Does he see a wrench? Y'all see a wrench? Yeah, he's wrenched. Cockeyed Homestead said he's.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a wrench. So.
Okay.
Anywho, do that.
Oh, and Janice says Carl Ann writes well too. My kids get that from their dad. I can think of a lot of stuff, but getting it out is not that great. But Tommy's a very good writer, and all of our kids, thank God, can write. So.
Our two brains together make a whole because Patty has a little difficulty with spelling and things of that nature.
A big difficulty.
But she can do, she could probably have been a nuclear physicist because she just does math like that.
No.
On the other hand, I can sit down and write 10,000 words on just about any topic with no grammatical errors, but I don't know my multiplication tables. I really don't. I'm 53 years old and I count on my fingers every day. That's true. No, it's true. I know this is not the topic of our thing, but I'll throw you something out. I learned why one time when I was in college. I had a guy who had a doctorate in educational theory, and he told me why I had trouble with math. He said when you learn math, the math learning curve is like an upward spiral. And he said each one of those spirals is dependent upon some previous thing that you've learned in math. And he said if at any point especially in your early math education, if there's a concept you never grasp and you never go back in and fill in that gap, that gap stays with you all the way up that spiral thing.
Yeah, it's hard. If you miss something, if you miss something in math, you've had a hard time, and that's why with us homeschooling and everything, some of them would have a harder time than others with, say, multiplication or fractions or whatever. Well, I didn't have to skip over that or go to the next lesson because that's what I was supposed to do. I could always stay on what they needed to learn because I agree. It is very important to not miss anything. It's better to have your good, firm foundation in math.
Yeah, by the way, Cheryl said mid-80s during the day, upper 50s at night. Upper 50s at night, they'll probably be getting under that hay.
Yeah.
But so when I left high school, I had two subject matters that I just really loved equally. One of them was English. I loved to write. And the other one was chemistry. I loved chemistry. And it's kind of funny now. Yeah. Our oldest daughter, Chelsea, is studying chemistry. And that's just an interesting coincidence. But I was really good at chemistry. Got to college, was still really good at chemistry. But here's the thing, and this really blows my mind. I also had to take math courses, calculus, things like that. It's the same exact math that you work in when you're in chemistry. I could do it within the framework of the chemistry, but you pull it out of that chemistry and have me do the math just for the sake of doing the math, I couldn't do it. I made an F.
And see, I don't know what he's talking about because I never did chemistry. So
yeah. So anyway, I think it has to do with whatever side of the brain. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we didn't come here to talk about math and multiplication tables and things like that. Hey everybody, if we've missed you, I'm just terrible at saying hey to folks, but we so appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your Sunday evening to spend some time with us.
Yeah.
And Patty, you want to say something?
Well, no, Cameron's just asking, what are some of the things you do on the farm to prepare for a hard winter? Have you heard we're going to have a hard winter? I have. I really have heard that.
Yeah, I think the almanac is predicting a hard winter, right? I think the persimmons are predicting a hard winter. Oh, I was going to pull up pictures of our persimmons.
But
I don't know if I have that on here.
Anyway, we actually haven't even made any preparations at all for the winter. We haven't even got our winter grass planted yet for the animals, which we've got to get on that. We've been kind of busy this week. Tommy's traveled the last 3 weeks, and this week my mom came home from the nursing home, so I'm so excited, but I've been preparing for that. So she's been in rehabilitation, so she's home. So anyway, but we're going to actually be planting some grass next week. And
next week, hopefully.
Stuff. It's got other stuff in it. But for that, and we got to get some hay. We got to get our hay, and I think I'm going to.
Well, my schedule's going to slow down at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Once I get the week after we get back, I'm going to be busy. But after that, it should slow down.
And I'm going to go ahead. You know, Cameron, how we always, when it was really cold, we put our chicken pen is wire all the way around it. And some winters we never put anything up. Maybe one tarp as a windbreak. But in years past, I have had a big tarp where we enclose the whole barn, because the goats will be on the other side. They're on the south side, and it gives them a windbreak from the north wind. But I believe I'm going to go ahead and prepare like I used to by putting that big tarp around there, because I really feel like it is going to be a real cold winter, and I don't want to be rushing to do that last minute.
Yeah.
So,
and we don't
firewood. We got to get some more firewood.
Gotta get some. And luckily, I got plenty. Cameron, the huge white oak tree, as you're going back to where the hunt stand that our neighbor Tommy built, that huge white oak tree right at the head of that gully is down. And so
we hated to see it go, but it was rotten. Tommy was going to try and cut it, and I'd rather he didn't have to cut it.
Well, we can get back there and we can get it. It's kind of in a precarious position, so it's going to be kind of a trick to get it. But hey, Cam, I'm actually glad you're here. We'll get into our.
We're glad he's here.
Get into our. Well, no, I'm glad you're here. Period. But I'm glad you're here for a specific reason too. So I'm going to give you some instructions in just a minute, and may need your help if you know of anything. If you remember, last week we told you that we wanted to talk a little bit this week about favorite homesteading type conferences, gardening conferences, things of that nature, because we are so pumped to be going to the Redeeming the Dirt conference in Gadsden, Alabama. And look at that lineup. I know many of you know the guy in the middle, and let me tell you something. I'm hoping so much that I'll be able to, let's see, let me move that. I got to get used to doing that. I'm hoping so much to be able to grab an interview with Joel. I don't know him, never met him, but what I know about him is he really, the website is listed there. Ahmad maybe can type it out, redeemingthedirt.com for further information. But, Joel is not camera shy. He loves to get his message out, so hopefully he'll be willing to visit with us for just a minute. I don't know. We'll see. Watch the YouTube channel for that. Let me answer one question right quick. Grandpa asked, does it freeze here? And it does freeze here. Yeah. We do have freezing temps, and it actually will get in the 20s sometimes, and it's really dangerous here for your pipes freezing and stuff like that, because we're really, not really prepared. We have to run our water at night. And a lot of houses are built up off the ground, and the pipes run under the house, and they have to be insulated. Or they're in the attic. It's just the infrastructure is not built for extended periods of freezing. Yeah, and I guess a lot of y'all know about what happens when it snows in the south, especially this far south. I've got a chicken in my little garden, I see. I have to deal with that after the show. But anyway, when it freezes here, nobody goes to work, nobody goes to school, everybody stays home, and we lose power sometimes because the ice freezes on the power lines. Yeah, folks like Grandpa and any of you other any of you other Yankees will get a kick out of this. Yeah. At the first sign of snow flurries just about, school shuts down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
you don't go on the roads when it snows.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it is so different than it is up north, because it's not necessarily been freezing and the ground already frozen. It'll start with rain and then it'll start freezing. So you have that sheet of ice that's under your, your little bitty bit of snow that we all run outside and make snowmen in the snow that's that deep.
Yeah.
It's just huge.
Yeah, we're going out. If you think about it ahead of time, you go out and clean your car real good before it snows, so that after it snows, you can go scrape the snow off the hood of your car and make snow ice cream.
Yeah, we're so excited. So yeah. Anyway, but it's
only the white snow.
Yeah. But anyway, so anyway, back to the conferences.
Yeah, so I don't know how many of you attend these types of conferences. There are some humdingers out there.
Yeah.
Some huge conferences where you can learn a lot of information.
Yeah. And yeah, one that really I think jump started us into moving forward with our chickens and with the pigs and even the goats and everything. It really was the Southern Sog.
Yeah, the Southern Sog, and I you know what? I meant to look up what that. Oh, there it is. Southern Sustainable Agriculture Working Group. That's a mouthful, which is why they just go by SOG, the Southern SOG. Now, as you can see on that screenshot there, conference details aren't available yet. It won't be until the 15th for the January 2017 conference in Lexington, Kentucky. But let me tell you, though, how huge this conference is, because when I realized they didn't have the details about the classes that were going to be available, I decided I'd go back and print out the conference program, the conference course lineup from the 2016 conference. That was that. Did we go to that?
No, we didn't go. That was in
2015.
Kentucky. Yeah, it was 2015.
We went 2015 in Mobile. Well, just so you'll know, the course lineup for the 2016 conference that we didn't go to is 27 pages long.
Yeah.
That's how many sessions they have.
Yeah.
And
well, because like one day when you get there, you'll have some half-day sessions. Those are more intense. And then I think the next 2 days are more like hour sessions. And then you have little breaks in between. Of course, you get a lunch break. But anyway, so, there's a lot of time. And there's actually classes before the classes, even earlier in the week, starting like I think Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's what I was looking at. That one is the 25th through the 28th, but more than likely it's really like the 23rd through the 30th, maybe.
Yeah, because they have because it's through Saturday, I believe.
But those pre-conference and post-conference activities cost more.
Yeah. And it's not a cheap conference. I tried to pull up the price. I couldn't find it. But it's not outrageous. That it may be something that you just need to save a little bit for. But for the amount of information, also one thing that I had thought about doing a high tunnel and everything, and there was a lot of information that I learned there. I went to workshops there and everything, and there's workshops on whatever you want, and then there's roundtable discussions too, to get together and to talk about different policies and stuff like that. And it's the Southern, I guess it's Southern SOG. So, but it's still, it would be informative to people up north and everything too. But it's in Kentucky again this year. Last year when we went, what was it, in Florida? No, what was it? Was it in Alabama? I think. I'm talking to you.
Mobile.
But anyway,
I was listening.
But you weren't answering me.
Oh, sorry. I was partially listening. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah.
Looking at comments.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's a conference that we really, really enjoyed, and we really learned a lot. And we divided and conquered, so we covered more ground. Of course, we took notes and everything, but we didn't go together. We went separate. So we split up and went to classes, and so we feel like we got double the information by doing it that way.
Yeah, and we missed.
Well, yeah, we didn't get to go to every class, even doing that. No.
The first thing, and forgive me if you tell me right quick if this is what you just got through saying, because I was reading. But the first thing we did when we got the list of courses, we went through it and we said and selected everything that we wanted to go see. So we were able to eliminate quite a number, Some of them we really didn't care much about, but quite a number of them we had to eliminate because we just couldn't be in 3 places.
Yeah, there were some that I didn't get to go to that I would have liked to have gone to,
and a couple that I would have liked to have gone to.
But we picked the most important ones and which was most pertinent to where we were at on our homestead. So.
And the other cool thing, and I'm sure this is the same at a lot of conferences you go to, is that just as important as going to the sessions and sitting in on those classes is meeting the other attendees, some of whom have been doing the same thing you're trying to do for a long time. Right. And we had great conversations, and you know, it's an eclectic group of people. I mean,
just
you know,
from all different walks of life, background.
Right, yeah. So
it was really fun.
It was really fun, yeah. Oh, Cameron, if you're still there, here's how I can use your help if you know of anything. Several folks did comment on the video of last week's live show and mentioned some conferences. In fact, we're going to mention a couple and show you some web pages for a couple. Jan Partain might actually be at one of them right now that we'll mention.
One in northern Arkansas.
But somebody asked in a comment, Cameron, if we knew of any such conferences in Oregon. And so I haven't had a time to research that. And so now that you're here, just if you know of any, let us know in the chat, and maybe post a link to any such homesteading, gardening type conferences up in Oregon. So since I mentioned Jan, I'll go ahead and pull the one that she talked about. Now, we've never been to this.
I want to go to it, though, because it's really not going to be... Well, this was the one in northern Arkansas. It's going on now.
Well, actually, it ended yesterday.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But anyway, they actually have one for southern Arkansas, too, which would be closer to us, and I think it's more in the spring. And I would really like to try and go to it.
And can they get information from the same website? ArkansasHomesteader.com?
Yeah, you can. There's a tab up at the top where you can click on conference and you can pick, the northern.
Okay, good. You pick the northern or the southern.
But of course, the information is not out about next year's conferences yet. It's just something you might want to put on your list early spring or after Christmas to start checking into if you're interested in that.
Well, and looking at this screenshot, you can also follow Arkansas Homesteading Conference on Facebook. So that'd be good. That good way to probably keep up with and get notified when they start making those updates and making that kind of information available. Jan is supposed to report back to us.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what she says.
About how she liked that conference.
Yeah.
And so...
Because it's nice, with these different conferences, it's nice to hear of somebody that you kind of know or whatever that's been, and that they can, see if it's worth it, because you are driving. A lot of times you are driving a long ways, and, you do have to pay to go to a lot of them and everything. And, it'd be nice to know if you think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of that, and I'm throwing Patty a curve here. She don't know anything about this. But speaking of having Jan report to us and to the community about that conference, how would she do that? Don't answer that. So the point is, it's kind of difficult to do that, to share that knowledge with our viewing community and so forth and so on. We do have a Facebook page, but if you know anything about Facebook and how pages are set up, it's not really designed for group communication. I just said the secret word, group. When I travel, and I had to go deliver some hogs this afternoon, I listen to podcasts a lot. And I listen to a lot of YouTube podcasts, meaning how to do better on YouTube and how to improve communication with your community and whatnot. And one of the suggestions I heard today was creating a Facebook group, not a Facebook page, but a Facebook group. And so I may do that. I may launch a Facebook group that will allow for better communication between us. And us, I'm meaning us. Not the two of us to y'all all the time, but some back and forth communication in a Facebook group. So be looking for that, and I may actually do that.
Somebody, let's see, Home Place Journal said, are conferences regional or do they have state-by-state conferences? I would say both.
Both, yeah.
And I don't know if you're specifically asking about like Southern SOG. That's regional. But like, we're talking about the one in Arkansas. There's one in Tennessee that we know about. But one I wanted to talk about is, if Tommy will pull it up, is Mother Earth News.
Yeah, the Mother Earth News Fair. Let me make sure I got the right one. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
But anyway, that one, who was it asking about one in Oregon? I actually thought about going to the one in Oregon because I was really missing Cameron.
Oh, there is one in Oregon.
And I wanted to try and get to see him.
Yeah, sorry.
And I thought about while I was up there, me and him could go to that conference, but I didn't get much further because that's right around the time my mom had her stroke. So anyway, it was a good thing that I did not schedule flights and do all that because that all had to be tended to. But anyway, so somebody, I can't remember who, I meant to write it down, but they asked if we knew of one in Oregon, and if you can see just from the top 3 pictures on there of the lineup, that's this past no, that's the one coming up in October, is the pictures right there. That's the last one of the year for the Mother Earth, and that's in Kansas. But
Mark at Sunburn Acres pointed that out and said a couple of weeks or last week it was $45 for 2 tickets.
Yeah. But and that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But anyway, but you can see, let's see, that blue line, banner going across. They're in all parts of the United States, so there's possibly one near you if you want to go. I really want to go to one. I was thinking about going to the one, I think it's in North Carolina. Asheville,
North Carolina.
And then there's one over in Texas. I actually got on the computer and looked to see how far each one was, but it's just...
What about Texas?
I looked at Texas too. Some of them are just not in the right time of year for me, with the farmers market and gardening and all that kind of stuff. Once April gets here, I'm pretty busy. Yeah,
it's kind of hard to,
Yeah.
Kind of hard.
Because we usually plant in April, so start the workload starting.
John's homesteading journey. Speaking of that, mentioning that Patera talks about one here.
Yeah.
I think she runs it.
Yeah, I think it's so. I think so. I think it's maybe even at her homestead, possibly. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. And that one is already passed, but as you can see there, let's see.
Yeah, a lot
that's
of
their Facebook page. There's their big announcement. The conference information for 2017 is going to be May the 6th at the Cumberland County Community and Fairgrounds in Crossville, Tennessee.
Oh, and Shan says she made white wheat bread today from her starter. So I'm glad that worked out for you. That's great.
Okay, Hope said something about, I must have missed her, Fuel Homestead doing a huge conference in next October.
Who?
Eustace. No way.
Who?
It's going to have Eustace. Yeah.
I want to go see him.
That's Homesteaders of America. So can we Google that? Homesteaders of America, Hope? Yeah, us too, Sharon. We like old Eustace. He's rough as a cob, but kind of.
I kind of do.
All right, let's see.
I wouldn't mind going and learning some stuff from him, that's for sure.
Yeah, Cameron, I'm just now catching up to the comments, and Cameron had mentioned Mother Earth in Oregon this year. Not sure if it's annually so. It's going to be in Virginia, the thing with Eustace.
Oh, okay. I've never been to Virginia.
Hint, hint.
But, Janet says she'll come with me, so.
Well,
Janet, we'll have to learn how to pull a trailer. You can drive, Jana. Let's see.
We got dead air time. I'm going to have to edit that out for the podcast.
Oh, we do?
By the way, we have a podcast because it's just like people will turn it off. They don't, on the
Oh,
video
I said,
they
why
can
do we
see that
have
we're
dead
thinking.
time? Because we weren't talking.
It was quiet, yeah. So
well, I was trying to touch base with on all the questions and everything.
yeah, if you like to listen to podcasts and you need to kill time, in case you weren't aware, we take the audio from these live shows and rip it and post it up on Alderman Farms Radio, which is available on iTunes and Stitcher.
Here, Mark at Sunburn Acres said that they had a great time last year at Mother Earth, several classes, and met a lot of good folks. Yeah, I was actually looked over their classes, and I mean, we would run into the same thing if and when we go to a Mother Earth conference, which I do really want to go to. But yeah, we would have to divide and conquer there too, because there are just so many, and I would come away not getting to go to all the ones I wanted to go to probably, because there are just so many good things out there. Things that, it may be some things that we're doing, like we have a beehive, but, we're by no means a great beekeeper or a good beekeeper, or we know all the stuff. So we always,
we're bee-havers.
Yeah, Tommy says we're bee-havers, we're not beekeepers. But, I mean, there's always more to learn from somebody that's further down the road than you are, so.
Yeah. So, Grandpa, there are no conferences up there in Alaska? I would think there might be some somewhere, but now Cameron, he may have answered this later on, so bear with me. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Cameron posted a link to smallfarms.oregonState.edu/SFC. Oh, there. Okay, I'm sorry. Right above it, the Oregon Small Farms Conference.
Oh, that would be good.
That's in February of 2017.
Oh, well.
Oh my goodness, your mama's gonna be angling to be there now. So I would have.
Oh, Doug and Stacy said they're going to be in Virginia. Oh, I get to meet Doug and Stacy.
Really? At the one that Eustace is supposed to be at?
Well,
I don't know what would be cooler, meeting Eustace or meeting Doug and Stacy. Yeah.
I'd rather meet Doug and Stacy.
Yeah, that's probably yeah. Eustace doesn't come on our video.
That's right.
Who does he think he is? I don't know if he has the internet or not, but anyway. Let's see.
At the American Homestead Conference.
Dirt Patch Heaven in the house. It says fun to see you guys live. It's fun being live.
Don't remind me that we're live though, because it makes me nervous if I think about that.
Man, look at here. We just Cameron is just. Any of you Oregon folks, pay attention to my son. He is just coming out with it.
I don't know where.
Fall Oregon Poultry and Homesteading Fair. That was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Benton County Fair. That's the same thing. So, Cameron, I'm gonna need you to. This chat goes away. I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna need you to, if you will send me those links, please, so that I can reply to that viewer who asked specifically about. Oregon. So Suburban Hillbilly wants to know if it still has time to plant the fall garden.
Well, we can still plant, I would think you could still plant some broccoli. I actually brought some of my broccoli overwintered, and I actually harvested it in the spring. I don't know if that can happen this winter. We could still get lettuce in the ground. Now, where I'm at. Lettuce, spinach, mustard, those kind of crops I've yet to plant, and I've got to get planting. I got to get that done.
This is funny.
What?
We appreciate We Tree Bonsai so much for putting
Yes.
keeping up information in the chat. This
Yes.
is funny. She probably was hoping that we just let it slip by.
Oh, you're
how to contact the host, www.deepsouth.com, deepsouthhomestead.com. So the idea is, if you need to contact us, send an email to Danny and Wanda, and they'll get it to us. I'm kidding. She came back just right. I kind of one of those, and grabbed it. So thanks, Sweet Tree. I think it's funny. That's awesome. Cheat sheet. Yeah, it said cheat sheet on wrong page. It happens. That's right. Hey, just contact Danny and Wanda. Tell them we said hey.
Yes,
that's great. The American Homestead Conference, is that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. See how far behind? I can't do two things at once.
And it looks like, Doug and Stacy said, it looks like it's going to be in October of 2017.
All right, cool. Cool.
So we have plenty of time to plan.
We got plenty of time to plan. That's right.
I'm gonna look that up though. I'm gonna put that on our calendar.
Sharon says she's gonna go meet Doug and Stacy. That'd be just too cool.
We'll have a meetup. Yep.
We'll have a meetup and do shoot videos and stuff.
That's
You
right.
know?
Do interviews.
I'll bring all my fancy video equipment. Where's my fancy video equipment?
It's videoing us.
No, that ain't it. Here's my I'm bringing up my fancy video equipment. My $high camera. It really is a $high camera.
Yeah, it really is.
It just.
Let's see. What we had a couple of more. I think there's things, some that I found that I've been looking at that I'd like to go to eventually.
We put Baker Creek up already,
I don't
didn't
think
we?
we did. I don't think we talked about Baker Creek.
Did
we went to that one.
I thought we did.
No, I don't.
Did
think
we
so.
talk about Baker Creek already?
I don't think so.
Well,
Anyway, we went there last year.
was it last year?
May, a year ago, May.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's been more than a year,
And,
calendar year. But
we really enjoyed going there. It was it was laid back. They had a few classes and stuff, but they didn't have a lot of classes. But it's a planting festival, and they had, of course, Baker Creek sells a bunch of seeds and everything. Anyway,
we bought some plants.
We bought some plants, and there was just a lot of different vendors. I bought an apron. I got me a wood knife.
Yeah, I got a.
So
we got a. What am I trying to say? An Iron Man stirrup hoe.
Yeah.
A hand forged stirrup hoe. I don't know what I guess that's what y'all, people call it different things. There's an action hoe, a stirrup hoe, an oscillating hoe. Some people call it that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, among those terms, you know what I'm talking about. But it was hand forged, heavy, and I'm talking about works like a charm with a thick, solid. Doggone, I can't remember the wood that it was made out of, but
it's definitely heavier than. And Tommy did a great job. He kept the grass out of the garden this year until it got
out of the barn garden.
Yeah, the
garden by the barn. Yeah.
And let me say this: Doug and Stacy said they're going to be at Baker Creek this. I guess it'll be this May. So we'll have to remember that too.
Cool.
So
well, if we
that'll be before October.
If we show up at two conferences they're at, they may call the police.
That's true. They might.
They said, "Hey, man, these rednecks are following us around." Stalkers!
We Tree asked, who takes care of our critters when we're gone? Well, now that kids are
they're on their own.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
We do have some big feeders for the chickens. We have automatic waterers for the chickens. We have automatic waterers for everybody, actually. But as far as feeding, we do feed our animals some, so we do have to have somebody come and do that, and we got to have somebody come check on them. I want them checked on every day. My neighbor across the street has fed them for us, and also
greatest neighbor in the world.
That's right. And also, like when Cameron was home and we would go somewhere and he stayed home, he would take care of the animals. And Cameron, my boys both help with the animals when they were living at home. Cameron, we milked more when Cameron was around, and Corey helped milk too. So Cameron did some milking and stuff like that and took care of the animals. And once they would start at college and everything, of course they couldn't pick up and go when we left. And so the girls I never really made work outside. I needed some help inside, so I'd make them do the dishwasher and stuff like that. But anyway, so we're gonna be gone here soon, and my son Corey, the baby, he'll be home. He'll come back home from college and stay here because he's just going to the local junior college, and he'll take care of them. So, but that's always an issue. In fact, my neighbor, I hadn't told Tommy this, down the road called me with some goat problems. And he said, Miss Patty, I hated to call you and bother you. I'm like, oh, call any time. And I said, I'd come help you take care, because he's got to go out of town. I said, I'd come take care of your animal for you, but we're going to be gone too. And I said, then you could have come feed mine. But anyway, so I like having, somebody close. A lot of my friends that will be able to take care of my animals live kind of far.
Anytime. We love getting phone calls from the neighbors when that phone call is not to tell us something's out.
Yes.
If they're, we dread seeing the phone number and we answer the phone, hello, expecting them to say, cows cross the road, and when we find out the conversation is not about an animal out, we light up. Oh, hey, how are you? Good to hear from you. Thanks. Let's see. Kathleen I hope I'm saying that right. That's an interesting spelling. Kathleen or Kathleen, maybe, possibly Hanson. Maybe you could arrange for a broadcast at one conference. I don't know if she's talking to us or Doug and Stacy, but yeah, you know, YouTube keeps threatening to update their YouTube app, just the main app, not the Studio app or the Capture app, as I understand it, for iPhone and Android, to allow one button live streaming from your smartphone.
Yeah.
And so, boy, I sure wish they would release that before next week. Because how cool would that be to be able to live?
Yeah.
We can do it on Facebook, but there ain't nobody watching on Facebook. You know, I mean, a very handful of people. Yeah. But that would be really cool to be able to just boom, live stream onto YouTube. Hey, Joel Salton, come here for a minute. You know, and push a button and you're live on YouTube. That'd be pretty sweet. So
yeah, I tell you, he's been chomping at the bit ever since he heard about that coming out.
And it's supposed to be this year. And you know, there ain't much of this year left. So if it's going to be this year, they better come on with it. Or it'll be next year.
That's right.
All right, let's see. What else? Are there any conferences on urban homesteading or farming? You know what? Yes, there are, but I don't know what they are. I'm just rolling something around in my brain that obviously we're not in an urban setting.
Yeah. Well,
but I do follow several urban homesteader
right.
people on Twitter and Facebook and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll try to look up something for you. Of course, you could Google it as well, and post some. I hadn't mentioned this. The links to all these conferences we talked about are already in the description of this video.
Yeah.
And so if I can find some urban homesteading conferences, I'll add those to the description as well.
Yeah.
There's another one of those awkward silences. I'm just going to snap or something that way to people. And that, no, that's not true. Oh well.
Well, I'm excited about going to a few conferences. I do want to schedule some this next year. I want to take time and see where they're at and plan, like the ones in Arkansas and Tennessee. You know, I can look at our schedule and what's going to be going on the farm at that time. Of course, you know, we've got kidding season when the goats are having babies and stuff like that. I like to be here when all that's going on. So.
And no, Grizz, she didn't say kitten season. She said kidding season.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
I don't know. It just hit me like a flash, like a vision burn across the sky.
But anyway, I would like to just make plans, and I mean, we might not be able to attend all of the ones that we'd like to go to, but I'd like to weigh them out and see. You know, like the one in Virginia, I didn't know about that, and that's one reason I wanted to have this topic discussion, because you know there are different conferences, especially in different parts of the United States, that you know we're not familiar with. I had heard about the one in Arkansas, I'd heard about the one in Tennessee, so. You know, I wanted to see conferences that y'all been to and that you know about.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, for those of you, I don't know, the ones who were asking about the urban homesteading conferences, I don't know if you are in an urban type setting, but one thing I know that can work very well in an urban setting is microgreens, even as a money-making endeavor. We failed at our first attempt. More than miserably. We got off to a great start.
Yeah.
But more than likely because we were following procedures from folks who live in more northern climates, and I think we didn't take into account the higher temperatures here. And anyway, but
I think I burned them up. I mean,
we burned them up. But the reason I bring that up is, if you don't have to have very much area to really develop a thriving microgreens business, if you put your nose to the grindstone and get her done.
Yeah.
We didn't, and we will probably try it again, right? Right? You're not listening to me. See how that works?
I acted like I was.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you did, but you didn't.
You got at least
so what did I ask you?
You said, well, we're probably going to try the microgreens again.
She was listening.
So anyway,
we're gonna try.
I'm gonna. I do want to do them again, but you know, we're kind of changing our farm focus now, though.
Yeah, we are.
Because I'm not.
Rabbits too, yeah.
I want to. We're more focusing on trying to get completely self-sufficient for ourselves, and then selling the excess instead of trying to. I'm trying to garden too big. You know, we're going back to our barn garden, which is a smaller garden. I'm not going to try and do the big garden. It's too much. You know, Tommy has a full-time job still that we get paid for. Woohoo! So glad. And you know, he doesn't have the time to spend out there, and you know, I can't do all of it.
And it looks like that's a pattern that's probably going to persist, you know, for the foreseeable future. That in my job,
I hope so.
You know, that I'm going to actually have to work. I mean, you know, I mean, I've always worked, but most of the time, I had a lot of time to be able to do. As long as I was kind of on my own schedule. If I got my work done, then I was free to do some things, and so. Job changing a little bit for the good. I mean, it's good. It's good to be needed, and I enjoy it. But she's right about that.
You know, and I'm taking care of my mom, you know, pretty much full time now. And so, you know, she had a little mild stroke, and she does require a little more care than she did. So, you know, my time, I'm going to have even less time to do what I was doing. And you know, I've got to be inside by 10 o'clock in the morning because the sun and the heat and everything I can't
Although
take.
that kind of seems to have gotten a little better lately. Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, I really
mysteriously.
I haven't. Well, I kept sunscreen on, of course, at the
That's
tennis
true.
match and everything. Go for Green Living says we can come to their event in the spring. J&J came last year. Well, we'd love to.
Yeah, tell us more about. I was waiting on Patty to turn it over to me to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So Go for Green Living. Email us. You've got my email. Email me about that. Because you're like right next door, I think.
I would definitely like to put that on our list.
Aren't you in Alabama? Go for Green?
Cameron's got to put up a tutorial for microgreens. Maybe we needed to see that.
What?
Cameron put microgreen tutorial.
Oh, cool.
Up there. So,
nice, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't get it.
I know.
Rain says it's called rewind and replay, Tommy.
What does that mean? Because I did hear what you said. That's because she's talking about I rewound it in my head.
Oh, that's a woman thing, I guess.
That may not be what she meant, but you know.
And see, the problem with men is men's brains are shaped like a waffle, and a man can only be in one square at a time. So, ladies, you're welcome. I just explained a lot.
Witry asked if we've ever considered having woofers.
Well,
we just don't have a place for them to stay.
We don't have a place for them to stay, and we're kind of far out.
Oh, but we did have. What was that girl's name that came?
Oh,
I done forgot.
Yep.
We had a girl that came. Actually, the guy that we met with Southern Sog and everything, Daniel. He's real involved with it, or real involved with Southern Sog. Yeah. Anyway, he contacted us. Because there was a girl that just lived, I guess, 30 minutes from here, 45 minutes from here, that was interested in volunteering on the farm to learn more. And she was interested in organic gardening and everything. And so she came, and we worked in the garden. I actually taught her how to make bread and stuff. And she's very interested in starting to do farmers markets and making bread and
stuff like that. She was from Alcorn, I think.
Yeah, she was from
Alcorn State University. Yeah. And it's all gone.
I cannot believe
it's completely our fault. It's no reflection on her that we can't remember her name.
No,
she was
really
nice as she could be, and just she couldn't believe Patty was telling her all her secrets about making bread and stuff, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
here's that's right.
Castle in Alabama.
Okay, Castle Dove. Thank you for that. I couldn't think of Curtis Stone's name. You can get on YouTube and search for Curtis Stone and find lots of good urban homesteading stuff. Let's see. Anne Ray, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Also mentioned that Curtis has a YouTube channel. He does, if I remember correctly, he also does a bunch of great interviews. I may be misremembering that. It may be that I saw him being interviewed. I don't know. Somebody can help me. Can help me out. On behalf of Go for Green, Off Grid and Doug Stacy, come on. Let's see.
What did Cameron say? Somebody said it could be more correct.
I don't know.
About hips, I think he was the one that said about the hipsters. Yeah.
What?
The hipsters love their microgreens here in Portland, and they are so expensive at the yuppie garden stores.
See
wow.
there?
Cameron, you could grow them
Cameron, you
in
can
your
do that.
backyard. Yeah, you could do it.
Cameron,
I can buy you the setup for Christmas. That could be a Christmas present. That'd be cool.
Cameron's got a Cameron, post your YouTube channel here as well, please. Cameron, he doesn't do a lot of YouTube stuff, but he's got a couple of videos that he kind of put to music of some camping trips that they took and so forth.
Former my mom just called. I mean, that's the neighbor just called. Her dog is at her neighbor's.
Oh. We had nothing to do with that. It was purely coincidence, Farmer Meemaw. I promise. We didn't time that, but wow, how about that?
Hey, you know, we only have about 10 minutes left. Is there any other conferences that we had pulled up? There's Baker
I don't
Creek
think so.
Dirt,
No.
Appalachian, Appalachian 2, Mother Earth News.
Oh yeah, this one
Arkansas
down here.
Oh yeah, I just had, this is, Baker Creek has this on their website. And I don't know if any of y'all are over there close to California. It's in, I want to say San Bernardino, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I wanted to just put it up there. It's really cool. They do it once a year, and I think it's more in the fall. It is in the fall. And it's all heirloom vegetables from all around. And I forget how many thousands of heirloom vegetables that they have. I mean, it's not often you get to actually go and see, you know, what you're buying seeds for or whatever. You can see a picture of it, but you actually can put your eyes on it there and your hands on it. So I just thought that was just amazing that they do that conference. I won't ever go to that conference probably, but
no, probably not. But Grandpa fell off his waffle, by the way.
yeah, I saw that. I laughed a while ago.
Hey, looks like Big Bear is going to be going to the Go for Green thing, so that's cool. We could have a little mini thing happening there.
And it's in the spring.
Yeah, I think they
We're
said it was
gonna
in the
look it up.
spring.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna look that up. Let me write that down.
all right, so we've got about 8 minutes or so, depending on what your watch says, until Big Family Homestead. Women are supposed to have a mind like pasta. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go there because just in case that's an insult, because I don't get it, because I got a brain like a waffle and I'm not in that square. So, you know, we had a Pyrenees, JRC Homestead in Texas wants a Pyrenees, and boy, Kate was a sweetheart, a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
And you know, we lost her just a few months ago, really, right?
Yeah, I guess it's only been like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
5 months ago.
And boy, just a sweet nature of a dog.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to watch how God wires those dogs. We didn't train her to do anything. And she just took it upon herself. It was just in her to go check on the animals and to go. We find her. She'd be out in the pasture with the goats, and our pastures are surrounded by woods, and she would lay down with her back to the goats, facing the woods. You know, and then she could see a hawk, man, from 10,000 feet up, and she'd be running, barking like crazy. And we're like, what's she barking at? And then we'd see her, and she was looking up, barking at that hawk. Don't you do it, don't you do it.
Yeah.
And the bark sounded like it came from the pit of Hades. I mean, just, you know. And now we've got Duke, our Anatolian Shepherd, who's a big baby.
Oh, Tommy, Waitree said Big Bear Homestead, not Big Family Homestead.
What did I say?
I guess you said Big Family.
I said Big Family what? Is
Homestead.
Coming?
I don't know.
All right.
But anyway,
this is my understanding.
Is
Big Family Homestead is next on the YouTube channel, and Big Bear Homestead is going to the Go for Green thing. That's what I meant to say. That's my understanding.
I don't know.
My brain was not in that square.
Let's see. Right this time. What is that?
Where?
That I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if Rodale has any conferences or not.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the Rodale Institute. They.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't look. I'm not aware of any. But that doesn't mean I don't think they do. I just don't know. I haven't heard of any. But then again, I've never looked, so it might. Let's
Big
see.
Family is up next. Big Bear said.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I must have said that Big Family was coming to Go for Green's thing.
Oh, okay.
When I meant to say.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
When I meant to say
less.
Big Bear. Yeah. So what we wanted to kind of close with on this topic was that, so you got these huge conferences.
Yeah.
Some of which are national, if you would. I mean, people come from all over the country to go to the Baker Creek thing.
Yeah.
You've got these huge regional things like the Southern SOG, like the Mother Earth news things. There's also another huge one that I tried to remember and can't to save my life.
I don't know. I'd look for Countryside because I thought Countryside
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
used to have some, but I couldn't find any information on
Raise
that.
your hand if you're a Countryside magazine subscriber. Yeah, Patty loves. She won't throw them away. She's got stacks and stacks. But if you bring it on down, somebody had asked about state conferences, and there are certain types of state conferences.
Yeah, but it is quick.
I didn't look up. Oh shoot! What's the name of the one? The Mississippi Ag History Museum is right here in Jackson, Mississippi, which is 45 minutes north of us. And what is the thing that's in November? I just sent it to you the other day. It's where we met Nick Wallace. The food roundup.
Yeah, food.
Doggone it. But so anyway, here's the thing. Google your state and sustainable agriculture.
Yeah.
Google your state and heirloom garden,
Yeah, and also one thing that we were going to mention and we forgot because we didn't have a slide, we were kind of going by our slide, is that our local, what is Rebecca? Extension agent.
Yeah. No, that's where I was going with that.
Oh, okay. Our extension office, we were able to, 2 years ago, we went up there because different people in the state, to do with Mississippi State, were putting on different little mini shows, and we would go like at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I think we would stay for an hour or two, and they had some little shows, and a lot of it was on gardening and animals and just all kind of farming topics. So it really was
Thanks,
very
Suburban.
helpful to us. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Check with your extension office in your county, and they are probably, well, not probably, the whole point of being an extension office is they are an extension of your state. I guess everybody has land grant colleges or universities, but they are an extension of, in our case, Mississippi State University.
Yeah.
And did you tell them about the video courses and stuff?
Yeah, that's what we went, and we went to our local office, and we were able to watch video. Now, some of them they did in Raymond, Mississippi, which is only about an hour from us, and we did go there for some live. We went for one, and I think we went together for one.
They've got a nice research facility in Raymond, about
Yeah.
40 minutes north of here, and
So we were able to go there and to one of them, but most of the time they would do, what is that called, that feed where they send it over
the
there?
video feed, a distance learning kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
And
the
so-
ones we went to in Raymond were being broadcast all over the state.
Right, yeah,
So,
and they were live, just
Yeah.
like we're live and doing that, so they were live. So, that was really, that was really good too, and that was totally free. That didn't cost anything.
Yeah.
One of the conferences, I
Didn't cost
can't
a
remember
nickel.
which one we talked about, I saw the entrance fee was $5. So, not all conferences are going to cost $50 or $200. Some of
Right.
them are going to be very,
Right.
very
But
low,
just Google
know.
the type of conference. Here, last word on this, and then we're going to sign off. The type of conference that you would like to locate and attend in your area.
Yeah.
Put that in the Google search box with your state or your region, and hit search, and you'll be amazed at what you may find. You may find that there's a conference that you'd love to be to right down the road. Yeah. So, all right, that's about it for us. Do us a favor.
Thanks all for the comments.
Yeah.
And thank y'all for the encouragement.
Don't forget
too.
to
We appreciate
subscribe.
y'all.
We really do. It's really uplifting. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you hadn't already.
Yes.
Come back and comment on the video after it's posted. Hey, and hit us up on Twitter at AldermanFarms. And we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Now I got to do this again.